this YES program fit into the whole picture of South African youth? I mean, when we look at the numbers, it's quite scary in terms of our youth unemployment.
When you have an income, learn how to budget. And then when you have the savings that you have currently accumulated, what then do you put it towards?
Okay, before we can go there, Pascal, let us all discuss 2 points here. There's the parent element, there's the school element. Obviously, can you allow me to direct?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So now,
Welcome everyone. This is our first Youth at Work podcast. I'm Pascal. Official. Yeah. 100%. And we're doing this podcast for Youth Day. Obviously this month is Youth Month, and we just want to share with you a little bit our insights into youth in the South African socio-economic space and what you can do to become economically active. And we have with you today 2 of our alumni, 1 of our current youth. I'm joking. All 3 are alumni. And we just want to kind of share our story. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just opening up a platform for young people where purpose meets passion. So we're just going to speak about current affairs and economic issues that young people are facing. So you guys are here to answer the youth's questions. I'm joking. But we're just here to engage and to see all the solutions we can find as young people and all the current issues we're facing as young people. So I hope you guys are ready and we're going to have fun together, hey?
definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, Lucy, Ebenezer. We appreciate your time. And just the first question, it's just something that we were thinking on is, what is Youth at Work's role in bringing youth into economic inclusion? We don't just talk about, getting a job, but being active in the economy.
Oh, okay. So first of all, we like to match skill with the sector and the job where a person would be getting the opportunity at. So it's not just about ticking a box or having a person placed, having a contract signed, and then boom, there's 12 months worth of work experience. And then after that, a person goes back to unemployment. So being strategic in the private sector, we always look at ensuring that we have continued employment post the 12th month when a person is placed. So that means obviously we have partnerships with different companies, and we also look at retaining the youth beyond the program, obviously. Lucy can also give a little bit of detail into that. She's mostly focused on recruitment, so she deals with the youth.
Okay, let me ask this. As a person who's like, I've never heard of Youth at Work, and what's it about? Like, what do you bring to the society, and what change are you guys giving to the young people? What is your vision or mission or your 10-year goal as Youth at Work?
Okay, just to give clarity on that. So us as Youth at Work, we started operating on 2019. So our one of the main biggest aim is to ensure that all our youth across South Africa get quality work experience, and also they get their work experience. So basically, in most companies, before they can hire somebody else, they'll always say, you don't have an experience, but yet they're not giving that person an opportunity for them to grow, for them to learn. So as Youth at Work, we aim in ensuring that all our youth, we not just only placing them, as Ebenezer said, we ensure that we match them with their qualification, their skills, and also what they enjoy doing, so that after the year's program, they can be employable, whether within the company that we place them or outside the company that they are not placed at.
So what kind of person are you guys looking for? Are you saying that is this for graduates? Is this for just young people? Is it maybe for someone, if I'm just a young person that's been unemployed and sitting at the corner and I'm like, yeah, I've been looking for a job. Like, what kind of people are you looking for?
So on our end, it differs with our funders because we have different funders. We have different requirements. So in most cases, our funders, they will like somebody with a matric. Others, they won't want somebody with a matric. Others, they want somebody with qualification, degree. And also the stipend might differ. But in most cases, our stipend is 4.9 a month.
So no youth left behind.
No youth left
So
behind.
like a matric.
Yeah,
that's sweet.
How does that Youth at Work or this YES program fit into the whole picture of South African youth? I mean, when we look at the numbers, it's quite scary in terms of our youth unemployment.
The percentages are
it's crazy.
Okay, so we've worked very hard to broaden our reach. So we operate throughout the entire country, all 9 provinces.
If I'm not able to get into the YES program, how can I still get value from youth at work? Or how, if I'm not able to get that stipend, I'm not able to receive, can I go to the website? Is there value I can receive? What can I do to improve my chances of becoming economically active? Whether that's in the informal economy, whether it's doing stint work, like if you're in the tech space, or getting a permanent employment, like what we really chase to do.
Oh, okay. So as an add-on, sorry to cut you there, Lucy. As an add-on on our website, we have partnered up with Allison and HP Live.
Oh.
So there are courses there that you can do. You don't need to pay money upfront. You can study, get your qualifications. And this is quite appealing, obviously, when you are on the market saying, I'm looking for a job.
That's true. Like, it's very important to upskill yourself in any way. I think that is really nice.
So, Pascal, to your question, here's a person who has been sitting at home for 6 months, 12 months. They don't have a job, but they've been upskilling. Compared to a person who just sits at home and waits for an opportunity to come their way, who do you think will be the most competitive person? So, without even being in the program, we do support all of our youth throughout South Africa and beyond, obviously, to upskill to ensure that when they come through to Youth at Work, we are able to match them with their passion, skill, and also what our funders are looking for.
And is there, I mean, I think there was something recently, like the training is not just Allison or HP. I know there's a Microsoft Drive to get a whole lot of courses out. I think there was something that you were even running that could help people with their skills in tech. What was that, Abby?
Oh, yeah. So there was a bit of a misunderstanding on that one. So people were thinking that no, AI fluency is for tech savvy people, but no, not in fact. So Fourth Industrial Revolution,
Yes.
AI models coming up, ChatGPT, Copilot, DeepSeek, and. So we're like, okay, let us provide a formally structured training that can enable people to understand what is this technology that is out there and how
So,
can you use it.
regarding that, how are you achieving engagement with young people? Because remember, most of our young people in South Africa are not informed. Like they just, or sometimes when they're informed, they misinterpret information. You understand? So I just want to get, I just want to know about the engagement you're receiving after having to like say that here's a platform where you can learn more about AI. How are you receiving the engagement on that?
So obviously you cannot advertise or tell somebody to do something that you haven't tried yourself.
True.
So I was the first driver within the company to test and try out the AI fluency course to understand what it was doing, what it meant, and how the applications were. And then from there we rolled it out to the staff members. And from there to say, push this out to your host sites. Let people be AI fluent. Let people learn how to be efficient. You know, most of the times companies are not able to grow because some tasks are redundant. So, but if you have an AI tool that can assist you
Make
to
it
do your work
work.
better,
Yeah.
faster, you have more time to be productive on other things. Either help the
True.
company grow or grow yourself as an individual through study.
No.
And how was the adoption of that? Did you find it easy for people to sign up and go through out of the, I'm not sure what exactly the numbers of alumni that we have? How was your adoption in terms
Over
of people-
10,000.
The openness to learning, to upskilling, to investing time, not even resources in terms of money. But how did you find that conversion ratio?
Okay, so Pascal, exams are very scary. So you know when you approach a person and say, "Here's a test, get it done," and like, So now, the way we structured the whole platform was to say, let's eliminate signing up. So the only thing you needed to do was to click on a link, and Microsoft Form would open up, and then you would watch a short video, 2 to 3 minutes, and then you answer a question. And that is how the entire program was structured.
Out of the 12,000 whatever alumni that we have, how many completed the AI fluency training?
Okay, so those that completed the training and had certificates issued out are well over 500. So now,
Okay.
reason
So percentage-wise, how
It's like
does that look?
12%.
12%. That is a bit low.
Lucy, but you deal a lot with recruitment. How do you think we can change the narrative of the South African youth from someone who's sitting back waiting for an opportunity to someone who's actively going out and driving their own opportunity? I mean, we see it a lot with the businesses that we work with, that a lot of the opportunities are not in the formal space. So corporates are not hiring, they're retrenching. And a lot of the real opportunities are in SMEs, small developing companies, businesses, and especially in the informal and unregulated economy. But how do you think we can change the mentality what do you think speaks towards that?
So on my end, what I've realized working with the youth, at first time when they apply for jobs, or maybe when they communicate with their friends for referrals, they'll be like eager. I'm gonna do this yes program. I'll be committed. And then along the way, they get, I don't know whether they get tired or demotivated. But then you ask yourself, you said you wanted this opportunity, and then you find that in that line, throughout 3 months, 4 months, and 50% of them or 20% of them, they'll like not be committed as much as they can. So what I can tell, or what we can help our youth to, is to ensure that tell them that this year's program is more, it's not like the learnerships or the internships, because you are being given an opportunity for you to upskill yourself, show yourself what you can do, what you cannot do. And then also one thing I've realized with our youth is that if let's take that being placed in a company, maybe they come with opinion and you find that that opinion is not being taken serious, they get relaxed to say that we are not being listened to. And for somebody to be somewhere else, somehow, somewhere, you need to fall. Somehow your opinion or your ideas may not be taken serious at a point, but then it does not mean that they need to give up. They need to push, they need to know what they want to ensure that they stay employed after the year's program.
I'd like to add on that. I feel like as young people, we should also try to invest in ourselves and not wait for the next party or the next person to invest in me. How am I expecting the next person to invest in me if I can't invest in myself? So even if, because I understand that the Yes Youth, we offer minimum wage, and someone would be like, I have a degree. I can't like settle for minimum wage. I mean, we all have to start somewhere, you know. Just try to invest in yourself, then so
And
that
also
the world can
mentality
see
to
you.
think that they deserve it. Or sometimes you need to work for it. Because in some of the internships, maybe if you can check, the minimum wage is like 2.5, because they're just giving you an opportunity to showcase what you have learned from the university or college, so that they can see that you fit to work with us,
Or
or
you're an asset to the company.
Definitely.
Yeah, I took it.
The know my worth mentality, if you can call it. So obviously, if I can break it down for you, Pascal, let's say you're running your own business, and here's Lucy, a youth who has been unemployed. She needs work experience. She needs to work. So obviously, you need Lucy to convince you that she's an ideal candidate to be part of your company. That's why a lot of companies have a culture fit interview
Yeah, absolutely.
to see if you are matching the culture of the company.
Abby, you just touched on for me what's such an important point, because I feel like it's almost a cultural thing. Like if I ask all of you, how many of your friends were you with in school who are now doing really well? And you can think back and look, and you can like single out a very small number of people. And then why is that? Because the culture as a whole is not a culture of like, Lucy, I'll take what I can get, I'll work my way up. Like, yes, I'm a graduate, but I haven't yet proven my worth in the workspace. So am I an asset to the company? You know what? I'm going to show it to you. I am. Like proving, like not feeling entitled because I've achieved this or I've received that, and now I'm entitled. Like, I don't know. Maybe we all have different backgrounds, and I'm just speaking from my background. And even when I look at it, it's more a thing of like I have children now, and I would choose very intentionally which school they go to, which environment they're in, not because of the kids that are there or the school, but because of the parents that are there. Because when they go to someone else's house, what information are they going to be getting fed through that friend's parents? What is going to be the mentality, the group mentality that we're growing up in?
Speaking of that, I want to go back to like the foundations, guys.
Oh, yeah?
Do you feel like, also this is for you, Pascal, that our education system is like setting us as young people up for failure, or is it the best system we could ever ask for? Because I'm thinking that you go to school, primary, high school, tertiary.
Yeah.
Then you go to the work industry and you're like, oh, which one be this one? Exactly. Okay, what is this? You understand? So I'm trying to understand if it's a me problem that maybe I wasn't exposed to certain things, or is it really our educational system has to be upgraded?
I believe it must be upgraded, because when I try to look back, some of the subjects that I was doing, I don't see them fitting anywhere.
Yeah.
So I believe, or I think the government should really look onto that.
Yeah.
to saying that what can we learn so that can also help us throughout when we go to university or college, or something that will link, unlike doing subject that will like they won't see any fit.
Yeah, that's true, because also school has these standards that not everyone can like meet. For an example, I had a friend who was good with using their hands, let's say making this table for an example, but those resources were not given to them, and those talents were hidden behind to say that we need this, we don't need your hands, especially at school. So what are we saying to the society, that you must read a book and do what is given to you, or you must do what you are best, or you have the abilities to do? You understand what I'm saying? That we don't have such skills as maybe trying to fix a phone or making tables. You learn that when you much older or more grown. Is that even
And it
okay?
will be so beneficial if you see a child, maybe they've got skills to use their hands. So if that dream or skill be nurtured on an early stage, then it will help the person to have more skills and also think ahead. Unlike
True.
now, you are on matric or you never went to matric.
Now you're
you
starting
drop
to
out.
figure out
Or
who
to-
you are. You understand?
I understand, like, we're bringing forward issues, but what do you see the solutions being?
Okay, before we can go there, Pascal, let us all discuss 2 points here. There's the parent element, there's the school element. Obviously, can you allow me to like direct?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So now, first of all, if I can ask you a question, why do you think there is an education system, and why is it structured the way it is as of now?
I'll be happy to go through that.
Okay.
If you look at our modern educational system, it's based on the Prussian educational system. So the Prussian army was pre-Germany, it's early 1800s. In the Prussian system, they needed people to follow orders. So our educational system is based on a systematic strategy to find it's a systematic way in which we have people to follow instruction and orders. We still use those fundamentals today.
Yeah.
Hence, we are talking about, is school really applicable for all people? No, it's not. We're not teaching people to think. We're teaching them to follow instruction.
Yo.
That's what we are being taught in school.
And to take that on, jobs were always ready. So you were being taught instruction, you were being taught literature, so that when you get to the workplace, you can know how to speak English, you can know how to write letters, answer emails, and.
Exactly.
But as of late, we have the internet. Back in 2000, 2003, there was little to no adoption of the internet. Right now, we have access to information. So now, obviously, that creates a shift.
Big time, Evie. And when we go back and we're looking at the structure, I mean, our educational system came from a point of the Industrial Revolution.
Yes,
So
definitely.
there was not a lot of machinery. Like Evie's saying, jobs were available.
Yes.
But you didn't need someone to think of something new, think outside the box. You needed factory workers.
Yeah.
Now we have the machinery to do that. We have the internet. We have AI. AI can do all
Write me an essay, ChatGPT.
like, to me, the real necessity is going back to trades, going back to, like Ntokozo, you're talking about, to people doing things with their hands. Because what's going to happen in 10 years' time when we don't need to send a single email,
Yeah.
we can't take a single call, our call center is automated, there's no accounting that we need to do. Literally every single thing we do
Is
in our computers
automated.
is automated, it's being done better than us. What fulfillment are we going to find out of our lives? Because in my mind, AI is going to solve all these current problems, and we're going to go back to a farming society, a crafts-based society, a community-based society. Because what are the things AI can't replace? It can't feed you. It can't give you a sense of community.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we're going to go back to those, in my mind, those are the things we're going to be going back to.
True.
Oh
I
yeah.
get
So
what you're
now it brings
saying.
us back to the reason why AI Fluency was initiated together with Microsoft. The aim was to enable people to learn how to coexist with artificial intelligence, to learn to use it to their benefit, not to use it not to have AI being available to replace your job.
But to use it as a
But
tool.
think
Exactly.
about it, when the person becomes a hindrance to efficiency,
Mm-hmm.
because AI is inevitably going to be more efficient than any of us can be.
Yes.
Why? What is the need for the human being?
I'll give you a simple example. There's an AI tool called Read.ai. You don't necessarily need somebody to be taking notes while you're having a meeting.
Yeah,
It summarizes everything.
exactly.
But beyond that, as an individual, if you're going to use AI to your benefit, imagine the whole day you are assisting the director having multiple meetings. Now they need a summary and. as a person, if you study up, you can use that AI model to help you be more profound,
Okay.
to be more qualitative in the work that you do,
And
rather
now
than having you replaced.
I'm the same director,
Mhm.
and at the end of the month, I'm looking and I'm seeing this salary is going to someone who's taking notes, but I've got the AI notes.
Yo. So
Um,
cancel that.
what is the need for this expense anymore?
Definitely.
Like, so I understand your point to say that yes, AI can enhance your work, and that's the phase we're in right now,
Mhm.
where we need to do it. But the truth is, the more AI we use, the more we train the AI as to what we do.
Exactly.
So we're in a catch-22 because you can't not use it because you'll fall behind the competition. But by using it, you're making yourself replaceable.
So that is what I was telling you. AI can never replace us, but it can enhance the work that we do. It can do it much more faster. So
I
obviously,
disagree
you
with you.
you're trying to look.
But
Okay, I understand your
like
opinion.
okay, it goes
Yeah.
back to the point that I was saying
Uh-huh.
that if we change the education system,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if a lot of people were trained as a young person that or if our parents were very, I feel like okay. I'm from okay, I'm black, obviously. So maybe sometimes at home, sometimes at home they don't look at those small things that oh she can sing or she loves to play soccer or she loves doing 1, 2, and 3 and try to nurture that. You understand? I feel like those kind of things, if are more nurtured at a young age, you can grow up and say, oh, I'm more than confident to start my own business in 1, 2, and 3 because I'm so good at it and I've been trained at it and it's like literally in my blood. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of Uguti, there's a curriculum and it's like go and do life orientation, going to history. And I'm not even passionate about that. Hence, we have people who are in industries and they're just there. They don't have the passion for it. For example, okay, I don't want to talk badly about nurses, but also just imagine like having to go to nursing school just because the job opportunities there are more broader. You know that after school, when I'm done doing my nursing, I can
get a
definitely
job.
get a job. You see, that is... It's not on.
The
Which
person-
brings us to, thank you for that, Ndogo. So now this
Yeah.
brings us to the other element I wanted to talk about, the parent element.
Mm.
As a child at home, obviously you need to be nurtured. So one, what is your goal at the end of the day? If you're a parent, what is it that you want to achieve at the end of the day or within your lifespan? What is it that you expect your children to achieve? Or are you even investing in them to say, okay, this is what my child is good at. Let me cultivate that talent and ensure that they can be the best version of themselves.
So, as young people, as we are screaming and crying about unemployment, what are the things that we want to see? What changes do we want? So,
Yeah.
what are we doing to say that, oh, I don't want the next generation to go through 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to put forth 1, 2, and 3. So what are we doing, or what are we supposed to do as young people?
So
I think
wait just a minute. Let me bring you back to our conversation. Right?
Yeah.
Throughout this podcast, since we started talking, we've been talking about education,
Yes.
unemployment. But here's the biggest thing that no one has been talking about. What problems are we solving in society?
Exactly.
so. Going back to your previous question, there are 3 of us here who are parents out of 4 of us.
Yeah.
Most parents are actually youth. Right now, you're asking what do we need to do? We need to go and inform ourselves. So we don't have the excuse of our forefathers to say, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
everything is available. Internet is I don't know. Like, we have the obligation to inform ourselves, to make informed decision, and then to see in which direction do you want to nurture your children and to be observant. Like, of
Stop
the
being
children.
ignorant.
But now, tying it back to, I think we've just got a warning with like 2 minutes left of our time. So,
Yeah.
tying it back to our South African youth, if you had one message, Abby, 30 seconds, 1 minute, what would you want to give to our youth in South Africa?
Okay, so obviously my message to all the youth is find problems to solve. Don't be a person who's going to be assisting.
Innovation.
Love it.
Pascal, I
Pioneers.
need to be an innovator. Like in this session right now, we need to be innovators. We need to be creating businesses because we're solving problems, not because we want to put food on the table. That is how you grow. That is how you scale up and build an enterprise.
Thank you, Abby. Love it.
On my end, one advice that I'll give our Jesus to say they must be consistent because in most cases, like today they want to do this, tomorrow I want to do that. So one thing that they should do is to be consistent in everything they do. They must not give up. They must believe in themselves. Because one thing we fail is like a thing that we are not good enough. We cannot do it. So if they can believe in themselves and also not giving up and also try their level best to ensure that they cannot be unemployed for the whole year.
And from you, Pascal?
What message are you giving to our youth?
From my side, the message would be look within, find your passions, find your talent, take the time to understand yourself. I mean, Socrates said the greatest treasure is to know thyself. So take the time to understand yourself, and then building on what Evie said,
Yeah.
these are my skills, my passions, my talents. How do I put that into the real world and solve real problems? I agree with you. The where we need to go is solving problems, not only making money.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also money is important.
Then you said not only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And yours, Mr. Kozo?
Mine would be how do I put it? Okay, I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers. I feel like I need the answers from the youth also. So I'm saying that everyone must leave their comments down below and
Yeah,
tell
like
us, because
that.
we also need those conversations. We
sure.
also need those opinions. I mean, let's speak up.
And let us know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If someone's doing something incredible, share your story. Let us know how we
Would
can
love
help.
to hear it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Really
And from
appreciate
us, peace out.
Join us in continuing this journey. Let us build a generation ready to lead, thrive, and drive change. Youth at Work, empowering youth through work now and in the future.